and welcome to The Trip. I'm Megan Slattery, and this is my guest host,
Pete Traverso.
Tracy will be back next week. He's just taking a little break. So, first question. This episode is going to be about dating, re-entering the dating scene, and just dating in general. So, the first one's not. Never mind. All right. I am living in a loveless marriage. We never fight. Excuse me, I have to read my phone. We never fight and have agreed to stay together for our young children. Is there a point where we are harming the children even though we are not fighting? It seems they will realize at some point that we are more like roommates than husband and wife. Do no harm in Detroit. That's the sign off. Pete, do you want to lead us on this?
I was married the first time, had a 4-year-old daughter. My ex-wife's a wonderful lady. It wasn't working, and the kids figure out exactly what's going on. They're smarter than the adults, and all the kids know what's going on, so you might as well bring it out in front and let them be raised by two parents that really love them and two parents who aren't fighting.
Yeah.
I don't believe in this fighting in front of the kids. That's totally ridiculous. Why should they have to live through it?
Truly. So, were you or were you not fighting in that point?
Never.
So you weren't.
We weren't doing that.
And how old was your child when you did
4.
decide to? Okay.
When we finally got divorced.
Was that a hard way to kind of go?
It's a tough deal.
It's a tough deal.
Especially with the kids. I see two people get divorced without kids. It's like going steady.
Yeah.
Okay? When you have kids, it's a whole different ball game.
Whole different ball game. So I definitely agree with you. I have a number of friends who have been in this situation, and the phrase that stuck out for me was living like roommates. And the kids see that. They I guess the word modeling, I hate to use that word, but for lack of a better one, they model that later on in life. What are their expectations out of a marriage, out of their love, their partner, things like this. So I think, the phrase doing it for the children should be examined. What exactly are you doing for the children? At some point, I think that there's a level of tension that comes with this type of marriage, and there's probably, I would suggest looking at separation or divorce at some point.
In the world today,
easier said than done.
In the world today, all of the kids have friends who are going through that. And they can tell in their own family if they're going through it or not.
That's true. That's true. This is a harder topic when we bring up the kids. So maybe I'm a little less black and white with this, but my advice is if you think you're hiding something, you're not, even if there isn't fighting. You'd agree with that?
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
The kids pick up on it right away.
They do. They know what's happening. So I think sit down with your spouses in order and do what you can, do what's best. All right. After a failed relationship with my ex-wife for over 20 years, I can't seem to figure out what this new dating scene is all about. Join the club. And I'm genuinely looking to develop a meaningful relationship. Do we have any advice? So.
Well, that's a
maybe
tough
what
one.
I know. Maybe what not to do. Do you want to do what not to do?
In today's world, with everybody connecting online and whatever, I don't know. It sort of takes the whole myth out of getting. Years ago, you went to a dance hall. You went dancing. You saw someone. That's how me and my second wife met. But right away you have a feeling towards one another, and you know what you're getting into.
Yeah,
okay?
You do.
And then after that, sure, then you got to qualify them.
Yeah. And there's a Chris Rock phrase, sending in, it's an old skit of his about sending in the representative. We always send in the representative, the not real self first for the first few times. So at least I think you can cut through the representative. You see them dance, you're out there talking to them, you get the chemistry and things like that. So, my advice.
And their mannerisms.
Their voice. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a voice person.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're both shouting, by the way.
Yeah, right. We can't help it.
We can't help it. It's the Italian in us.
Anyway.
Okay.
The thing is you know what you're in for. You meet somebody online. What do you? How do
Oh,
you know they even told you the truth? I want to look somebody in the face and have them tell me.
yeah.
Then I know what they're. Then I know what they're doing.
100%. Okay, so advice. Here's my advice. Hobbies. Number one, dating practice. So my impression is that this is a fairly new period of time. That you haven't been divorced long. That's a long time to be married and then divorced. So dating practice. Get out there. Do things that when you're invited to something social, don't say, "Oh, I'm going to be the only single person." Go. Say yes. Get out there and learn again how to relate to the opposite sex, in this case, the opposite sex, because you have to get through the practice period before you're ever going to get something genuine and long term. I do dance, so I suggest dance classes. However, there are people that come into dance classes and there's sometimes you can tell they just want to hit on everyone. Don't do that. Just go and enjoy yourself. Be around women. It's such a nice, easy, relaxed way to meet women. Take a class, go to the DIA, do things that are interesting instead of total pursuit of that long-term genuine relationship. That's going to take a little longer to develop. You have to kind of heal your heart, get some trust, and I would also definitely avoid online dating. I'm not going to say that across the board for everyone, but in this situation, when you're just returning, it's it's bad news. It's
First
bad
of all,
news.
if you've been married for 20 years, you
Yeah,
haven't dated for 20 years. That was a different world
different world.
than today's world.
Yeah,
So you have to keep that
yeah,
in mind.
yeah, absolutely. It's fast moving, my friend,
And 20 years ago,
and
you thought a
expensive,
lot
right?
differently than you think today.
It's true. For good or bad or both.
For both.
For both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little wiser. But I think there's a wound. You know, we talk about divorce so much like it's nothing. But I think there is a wound there that people really need to pay attention to. And maybe a man hearing this is going to say, "I'm not wounded," or something like that. I don't know. Human beings, we get wounded, whether we're the one that leaves or not. You don't have that person by your side, and you did for a long time. So take your time, but get out there. I encourage you to get out there. Do one thing a week that's social.
That's social because it's a whole different social world
Yes.
from 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of events for singles that are not just out there drinking and boozing it up too. So
Right.
that's my advice.
The other bit,
Oh, go ahead.
hanging out at bars, I got a problem, and I'm going to tell you what. If they're hanging out in a bar, they're drinking in a bar, and they might be a little,
A little.
they like to drink. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I know.
If they know the bartenders by name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a
I
problem.
mean, I go to my regular places, so I know the bartenders by name. But yeah, I would. The alcohol thing is really something to consider on both sides.
Yeah.
That's not something you just always want to do, and people do get in that habit. Drinking is a real kind of thing to look for. So yeah, a little more wholesome things, right?
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm just being cute. All right. All right. Sign wannabe daddy issues. Third round. I am a 27-year-old man who has been in a relationship with an older woman for 5 years. She has one child who I love dearly. I also want children of my own, but she does not want any more kids. Is this relationship doomed? I love her very much. I also want kids. Signed, wannabe daddy issues.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, we
If you
both
want-
really feel strongly.
If you want to have kids, this isn't the woman for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to put in and you can't blame her
No.
because she already has kids and she's not going to go back to diapers.
No. No, if she's clear about that,
Yeah.
she's clear. If a woman is clear she's not going to have another kid,
Yeah, forget it.
forget
I mean,
it. Yeah.
She won't change her mind. She's
She-
in a different element of her life than you are in yours. And if that's something that you really want, it won't happen.
No, and the word doomed sounds really heavy, and it kind of is, but we have to choose our priorities. And if this is a man wanting kids, that's an absolute. That doesn't change. we've spoken a lot on this show. There are other fish in the sea. It doesn't diminish your love for her to leave. We can love somebody and leave them because down the line, there's going to be tension, there's going to be fights, there's going to be maybe multiple breakups here and there. If that's your priority, the chapter you're in your life, you have to pursue a woman who wants to have kids and doesn't have kids yet, or has kids and
wants more.
Wants more, right?
Yeah.
You have to be in the same chapter for that part to work. We can be in different chapters in other ways, but not in this one. So doomed. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta find a way to
It's a thumbs down.
love her and leave her, and she's gonna understand that. She has a child. I mean, any mama understands the value of that relationship. That's as big a deal as it gets. So yes, I think you gotta get out and just take your steps to find another relationship.
He will want to have his own children.
Yeah.
Just to have his own kid.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like it.
Hearing it from a man, yes. Yeah, that's true. So we wish you the best on that. All right, so thank you for joining Pete and I. Thanks for coming, Pete.
It was fun.
And Tracy will be back next week. Our email for your questions is relationships@deadline Detroit, and that's plural. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.